Hey, my name is Andrew Brower, and this is Shelby Spotlight. I'm Andrew Brower, the Executive Director for Birmingham United Soccer Association and Alabama FC. We started as the merger of two organizations in 2006, which combined two clubs to make what's the largest soccer organization in the state of Alabama with approximately 10,000 kids. Um, since that point in time, we do everything from little kid soccer, from Sunday soccer, which is 3, 4, and 5 year olds, all the way to semi pro women's and men's teams in our partnerships with the Birmingham Legion. I started here right out of college. I was actually going to go to law school, but had the bug to coach and started working in the club world in late 2001, early 2002, right out of college as a 21-year-old, and have been here ever since in the different formations, incarnations of the club as we know it today. We are the largest soccer club in Alabama, and we have branches at different locations. So we have a massive branch on the 280 corridor at the Donovan Valley Fields. We also utilize Forest Park in Chelsea, Herdmont Park on 119, and then we have a massive growth area in the city of Alabaster, which we're grateful for their partnership with Veterans Park, Municipal, and we're growing almost about 400% within the city of Alabaster. And so we have a massive operation within central Shelby County, and we're looking to expand into some other areas in the next few years. One of the things that separates Birmingham United Soccer Association and Alabama SC from some of the other clubs is we're a full service soccer club. So we offer everything from basic introductory soccer all the way, and you can play recreational soccer all the way to your senior in high school. Then we also offer some competitive options that start at 8 and go all the way up to U19. In addition to that, we are one of the founding members of the Elite Clubs National League, which stands for the acronym ECNL, and the Elite Clubs National League Regional League. And we are the only franchise between here, Atlanta, and Dallas. And because of that, it provides some really interesting college opportunities. Since 2006, I think we've had almost 1,200 kids attend college from Birmingham United. I think now it's up to about 182 colleges and universities, which is really impressive and something we're really proud about. And we've also got, over a dozen, 15 players that play professional soccer. And while that's not the goal for all kids, that's one of the things that allows us a little bit to be more unique than some of the other organizations is we have a recreational pathway. We have a pathway for kids that want to play for their high school teams, which we've had tons of high school success in Shelby County with Oak Mountain, girls and boys, Chelsea, boys and girls, Briarwood, Indian Springs, Thompson, Pelham. A lot of these schools are made up of a lot of our players, but also a lot of our coaches that work for us also work for those high school programs. So those pathways, I think, make for a lot more success. And then we also have a high-end pathway for kids that want to, kids that are playing in college that want to play some semi-pro level with some USL pathways with our USLW program and our USL2 men's team in consortium with the Birmingham Legion. So there's some interesting opportunities there. So I think from an access standpoint, we provide a lot of different options and opportunities for people. So what is it like to be in a day in the life of me? It's never the same is one thing I would say. A lot of people who look at us in this role always look at you as a coach first. And so they're always like, hey, Andrew, you coach. I do coach some, but for what we do, we're so many different prongs. We're basically, one of my directors worded it best, we're one giant event. There's always something going on because we're always preparing for a league, closing down a league in terms of the season ending, managing those leagues in the leagues, what's going on. But we run a whole series of camps. So we have, in a given year, we'll have 5,000 kids come through camps. This summer, we're hosting Atletico Madrid, who's coming over from Spain to run a camp. We've got camps. We've got 3 or 4 college combines that we run. We had one in Veterans Park in January where we have about 400 kids. We have about 100 colleges and universities that attend. Those are kids that are looking to play at the college level. We're a giant event manager, so to speak. We've got 7 to 8 different tournaments and events that bring heads and beds into Shelby County. I think our economic impact is a little north of 52 million right now for the greater metropolitan area through our event and tourism series. But we're also doing coaching, we're doing planning, we're doing fundraising. We've got a lot of philanthropic endeavors. Just last week, we were at Restoration Academy in Fairfield, helping to provide. We provide all the funding for their elementary soccer program. We had the Birmingham Legion staff out to work with the kids. And so we're always working on different things that are going on. And there's also obviously a coach development process, there's a player development process. So, sort of in the life of what I do is managing all those things. I've got 14 full-time people that work for me, and then an additional other 100 staff. So there's a lot of management that goes on, of checking in to see what goes on in each area. And one of the things a lot of people don't realize is that we pay for all the maintenance on all of our fields, and work with different cities and counties governments for that. But managing 36 to 38 fields is a big endeavor, and so constantly working and interfacing with our facility director to make sure things are tip top, because we pride ourselves in having really good fields. So that's a good snapshot of sort of what it's like in a day. What would you want to see if you only could see one or two things from our organization? I think there's a couple things. I think introductory soccer, Sunday soccer at 3, 4, and 5 year olds on a Sunday afternoon is glorious, hilarious, entertaining, funny. Watching little kids start to play is really, I think it's just fun. It makes me laugh every time I go out there. Some kids are killing it. Some kids, might practice for 5 minutes and they're sitting on their ball and they've had enough because it's too hot. Those type of things are funny, but that's the real grassroots element of the sport, and watching it from that level, I think, is really fascinating. And just this class of 24 graduates, we have like 100 kids that started at Sunday soccer and now they're graduating high school. And so it's funny to think about that and to see the before and after pictures. I think watching one of the college combine events where we've got all the staff and the college coaches out, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, we did a thing a couple years ago. I think we had 78 women's coaches out there. It took like 15 minutes to do the introductions, and it's pretty neat to be able to see that. But I think the other thing is just seeing the people. We've got really good people that work for us, and our coaches and our staff, and they're the lifeblood of the organization, and our directors, and seeing the care and time that they put into what they do in their craft, and trying to always, in our business, you can't make everybody happy. You're dealing with expectations and people trying to make certain teams and certain levels. But I can tell you the care in which our staff goes through. So I think watching kind of those three things would be things that I would certainly recommend for anybody that's in, watching something. I think one of the things that we've done a good job of, and we're continuing to sort of grow, is the indoor game, which is called futsal. It's a Brazilian-based game. The soccer ball is harder, so it doesn't bounce as much, and it's more a technical foot skill game. We've really sort of expanded in that because it's something our membership asked for. So we've been excited for that. We actually just started a new tournament in May. So we've got about 120, 130 teams in a first year tournament. We hope to have 60 to 80 to start it. We've sort of exceeded our expectations in year one. And it's sort of an end of the year tournament more for our recreational teams and some of our academy level teams at the younger age groups, just to sort of end the season in the right way. I think those things are important. We're always looking at just different avenues to grow and different avenues to where we can expand appropriately and sort of develop the right pathways to be able to continue to grow soccer. With the World Cup and the Olympics coming up in the next 2 to 3 cycles, we usually get a 10 to 15% growth margin kind of in those years. And so it's an exciting time sort of to be in soccer because I grew up here, and watching the growth of the sport in the last 15 to 20 years is crazy. When I played, I was the anomaly. There was very few people that played. So now to see the growth of it and the success of the sport, you could watch it on TV now. It's pretty fascinating. I remember in 1994 when I was a kid sneaking into a bar. Don't tell my mom, but to watch West Germany play in the World Cup because it wasn't on TV and you couldn't find the games. And if you were a fan of, and this is the World Cup at the highest level. And so being able to see that now, I think, is exciting, and it helps our organization continue to grow. We spend almost, if not every month, every other month, doing some type of service project. So it's really important to me to sprinkle that into our membership. Our membership is made up of all walks of life from, I think we have like 50-something counties in Alabama that make up our membership. And so we're very cosmopolitan in terms of our demographics. And so we want to make sure we're always trying to serve and empower people. Empower is one of our mission statement words. And So for us, it's really important to serve the community. We do a couple things. One, we have an actual BUSA Alabama FC Serves Day, where in which at the end of team camp to start every year, we actually have every team do a project within the community, and then we report on those, and it's really neat. It could be anything from helping with yard work, it could be donation drives, it could be going and camp, helping out at Camp Hargis or different things that at the King's Home. We've done a lot of work with them, which has been exciting with Lou Burdette. Um, we like to be able to connect ourselves and support ourselves with those type of missions. Well, actually, this summer, what we're trying to do is have one massive project for all of our older boys and girls, and then a massive project for our younger kids. And we really are excited about some of the opportunities in that. We also, and I mentioned this earlier, we help provide soccer along with Medical Properties Trust, who's one of our sponsors, helps out with Restoration Academy down in Fairfield, where we help their elementary school program and their high school program. We spend a lot of time there. We also have a program. We work in Titusville, which is on the west side of Birmingham, sort of right west of 65 and west of UAB. Those are things that are important because those allow people to serve, and allows people to work and do some things that sort of are outside themselves. And that's really important to our overall mission of what we're trying to accomplish as an organization. I think one, Shelby County is a great place to live. We talk about it all the time, and I've had a chance to leave several times for other jobs. And so I'm a Shelby County resident, so I love living in Shelby County. People sometimes forget about just the vast expanse of what is Oak Mountain State Park and its offerings, and how big it is, and the different things that it provides and serves. So I think that'd certainly be one. You're talking about from a food standpoint, man, I could go on for days. You can't have a conversation without Tony's hot dogs. That for sure be in there. We're big fans of Bellini's. I think that's something that we go to a lot. Chuck's would be another one on the 280 corridor of Shelby County. But those are things that I think would be fantastic. But Tony's clearly the best hot dog, cheeseburger, breakfast. It's fantastic.